What's going on, guys? John out here with you. This is going to be a quick video. I'm going to try to get right to the point here, but this is an NBA 2K24 Next Gen PS5 and Series player template build video. Just something to watch out for. Now, I lost a day of progress, so hopefully you guys won't by getting this video and kind of looking at it, because I don't spend money and anything like that, but there is stuff to watch out for. So as I've talked about, between 21, 22, 23, and 24, the player builders have been quite different as far as what's there and what's not. And again, another video could be made about badge glitches and not having things progress, but this is just a stats-based thing to show you what you could or could not be missing. So in this first part of the video, if you wanted to have a 99 limitless for Hall of Fame, you would have to sacrifice a lot on your build. You'll really be able to shoot, but then you can look on that and see if I just adjusted a little bit more, I could get a much better player. And that's what this builder video thing is trying to help you with. So this next time, I want to go ahead and just show you what I was kind of working with. I ended up going to the one in the very last. This is only about an 8-minute video. But instead of going 6565 to get the Amethyst Limitless, you want to go to maybe the lowest weight. Try that on that side where you get the most strength and get like 93 Excel. This is what I was running with on this side before I realized in the next day I need to start over because the speed with ball and everything else isn't good enough. Now, you would have to do some more finagling with your stats. I realize that 75 speed with the ball is not good enough, even if you have 93, 90 on the Excel and speed, because by the time you have the ball in your hand, you try to get that burst, you just can't get around anybody. So all I did on this version of the builder here, instead of going 99 three-point shot, I went 96. So then that way I could get at least gold limitless on this side. You saw from the earlier portion of the video, if you go from 96 to 99, did you see that potential overall maybe move 4 or 5 points? And on that end, that completely changes what you can put in your build because you only have a limited amount of stats that you can allocate to certain categories. Now, keep in mind, as this is a 6-5 build, and I have probably about 84, 85 ball handling. I settled with 84 to get the silver blow-by and all that. Depending on your playstyle, depending on park and rec or Pro-Am, if you have really good people to play with, this may or may not fit your playstyle or fit your build. So this is not a be-all, end-all. And again, as we've said, the badge progression and everything else is not working, and there needs to be another patch before you can actually get everything together. So if you were to go ahead and play this game right now, you would do it for the grinding aspect in the sense of getting your overall stuff unlocked. Obviously, you're not going to be able to afford that unless you pull out your wallet. I suggest you don't. I know it probably sucks to take about 2 weeks' time to get your guy to where you need to be in actual time, but it's much better than spending money. And then once you get the 90 overall, you can rebirth. And again, that throws VC there, but a lot less grind at the time. So you can see on this build, a 96, and look how much better the stats are allocated on that side just by moving the 3 ball down 3 points. Now, I won't go lower than 96, but you get my point as far as all of that and what you can do. So now this is going to be the finalized part of the build. This one will be with a standing dunk, and this one will be with more of a rebound. And you're going to say, why are you going to want standing dunk, and why are you going to want interior on a shooting guard side? Because you might not have to need that depending on who you play with. Well, if you have the option to be able to get the extra stats because they don't cost anything essentially, take the stats. And that's why if you're not too far into your build right now, if you're only like a 62, 63 overall, you just started and you're kind of trying to get your feet wet, I think this might be the situation where you would want to start over. So in this side, for a secondary shooting guard build, I'm looking for extremely high shots. So the 96 3-points there. The 81 mid-range is going to be good enough to make everything. And I'll settle on an 80 free throw, so when I get to the line, I'm not going to miss anything. The reason why I stuck with the 85 perimeter defense and didn't go up to 86 or 87 because it gave me all the silvers, and going up 1 point takes away everything else on that side. So as I'm showing you, as we go through all this, and you can pause toward the end of these clips and you can see the finalize where it just says press X to continue. I'm showing you that essentially interior defense, offensive rebounding, and standing dunk don't cost anything, or it's so minuscule that you can put it up past the point where it doesn't go against you. The reason why I stop at like a 60 vertical or a 65 on the side of the standing dunk is because it puts my driving dunk up one, because as you know, when you move these stats around, they're interconnected with each other. So I just stopped right at the threshold because I've done it so many times. So if you're waiting for me to make a power forward or a center build, you might have to wait toward the end of 2023. But I've spent enough time in the builder here at this point, and at least I've got the finalized portion where now I can start getting to work and getting everything else that I need, that I think this is going to be much better than essentially having, like, instead of 85 ball handle, you have 84, just to make sure you hit your threshold, and then you lower your shot down 3, and then instead of having 93 excel, you have 86, so you still got 90 speed. I mean, last year I was running with a 6'8 guard with 8278 on speed and excel. I wanted to make sure this year that I was much faster on that end while still having a better shot and fill everything else out. I mean, again, I'm a shooting guard. I want to be on the outside primarily. I'm not trying to clog everything else up in the paint for the big men that want to slash. Again, you know, you always have guards that drive in and have high dunk. I just want to be the outside specialist and still be able to hold my own on defense. And the way that I did this now, you can look at it and say, again, interior defense, what does that matter? You're a shooting guard. Well, now I actually have that, and now I actually have rebounding as well. And if I press square underneath the paint, or if they throw me a lob, I can catch it there with the standing dunk and finish that stuff in there. You don't have to have a driving dunk. That's your standing dunk. So if I'm right underneath the basket, that's going to work. So I'm just showing you that just moving your shot a little bit, or just moving your excel from 93 to 86 is what got me this, and I didn't have to sacrifice anything else. So keep in mind your playstyle. And also, one other thing before I go, if you had any other missions that you were working on as far as your grades and all that, those will stay. The only thing you'd have to start over is your player build. But I hope that this helps you, and again, pause when you need to, because just a minor adjustment can make your secondary shooting guard build a hell of a lot better if this is what you're going for.